Welcome to the ship tour and review of Ambassador Ambition. In this video, we will show you all that Ambition has to offer, and we will give an honest grading out of 10 on each of the elements. And if you've ever sailed on Ambition, we'd love to know your opinion. Welcome to Rach and Gar Go. I always like to start at the heart of the ship, which for me is the atrium. And this is very small on Ambition, but still light and airy and a pleasant area. I wasn't quite sure about the purpose of these light-up tables. They were never used, and I think that was a waste of space. I do think that adding some more tables and chairs would be a better use of this space. Given the size of the ship, we were surprised at the number of bars on board. There are several, so there's lots to choose from and plenty of places to sit. The Clifton was a very popular bar, with live musical performances occurring on a daily basis. On the same deck and just above the atrium, you'll find the Angel Bar. This is a really light and airy place to sit, and especially popular just before disembarking the ship, or when you just feel like you want some space away from the crowds. The Cavern is Ambition's answer to a nightclub, which is also used in the daytime for things like quizzes and dance classes, etc. For a small ship, this is a surprisingly large area. We never had any problem finding a seat and created a great party atmosphere at night. Located next to the shopping area is the Pendennis Bar. This is a much smaller area than the Cavern, but it still packs a punch and is a great place to boogie on down at night. The Purple Turtle, which is a wine bar, is a much more low-key area. Located next to the theatre, we did think that this place lacked a bit of identity. It kind of feels tucked away, and we thought the layout could be thought through a little bit more. For example, when we sat at this table, it was a bit of a struggle for anyone to get past. A bit like a badly designed kitchen. What Ambition really lacks is a crow's nest or something equivalent. And the bars, as nice as they are, really lack that element of theming. All of the decor is very similar and slightly on the bland side, I would say. One thing that was really nice to see was a well-stocked library, a bit of a dying breed on some of the brand new cruise ships. In a previous life, this area was once the casino, which probably accounts for why it's so large. But I did find that it had a massive floor space, which was not used at all. It really is a massive area, and despite having a large table and chairs right at the centre of the room, which was great for doing things like jigsaws and puzzles, there's such a lot of unused space which could easily be filled with some more sofas or cosy chairs, so people can just sit and read and use the space better. Next to the library is Aces of Eight, which I have to say was a very popular and well-used area. There's also a conference room on board, and when I popped my head in, I was very pleasantly surprised. It's very large and airy and would make a great place for a wedding or something formal. Moving on to the theatre, which is one of the main evening highlights. There are comfy seats and a decent stage, but what we really loved were the tables, really handy to put your drinks on. We did think that these little swivel chairs were completely unnecessary. They took up a huge amount of space, and actually when you're facing the stage you can't even fit your legs. But the nightly entertainment was definitely worth watching. Absolutely fantastic acts, great talent, the sound was fantastic and the choreography was spot on. There are two main dining options, the Buckingham restaurant, which doubles up as a buffet area for both breakfast and lunch. And I have to say, we were not a fan of this type of setup. We were allocated the Holyrood restaurant, very tastefully decorated with a relaxed and calming atmosphere. The Borough Market is Ambition's buffet restaurant. It's much smaller than most chips and the options are relatively limited, but what they did have on offer was cooked really well and very tasty. Even at the most busiest times, we didn't struggle to find a seat. And if the weather is on your side, I would suggest sitting outside at the aft of the ship. This is a lovely area. On the pool deck, you will find the alfresco grill. The menu changed on a daily basis. The most amazing toasted sandwiches were served one day, but sadly, we never saw them again. This is also a really lovely place to sit for breakfast, especially as they serve tea and coffee. What I will say is the food on board Ambition was exceptional. And in the main dining room every evening you're served 4 courses. And you don't get that on many other cruise lines. Moving on to the spa and thermal suite. Well, this is where Ambition comes into its own. If you want to escape the chaos of the buffet, quizzes, dancing, etc., and you want to head for something calmer, then the thermal and spa area is just what you need. The vibe is very chilled, soft music, dim lighting, and just pure relaxation. And what we really loved was being able to sit back and take in the views. The relaxation area was absolutely spotlessly clean, and even at the busiest times, there was always somewhere to sit. And the best thing is that this is absolutely free. There's not even a requirement to book. All you need to do is turn up. A bath towel and a robe will be provided. All you need to do is just sit back and relax. And if you fancy balancing the buffet with a little bit of cardio, then Ambition actually has a pretty decent setup. So on to the most disappointing part of our cruise. Let's start with the empty pools. Even when we had great weather, they remained unfilled. And I was so looking forward to the hot tubs. They are so warm on Ambience, but these ones were uncomfortably cool. They did warm up slightly, but not to my liking. And then bizarrely, on the final day, when it was absolutely tipping down with rain, we wake up to find that the pools are suddenly filled. Gareth felt obliged to use them, but believe me, they were Baltic. I think he lasted all of a minute. Notwithstanding the pools, the top deck is actually very pretty, with lots of quirky seating available and great pool bars. Located on Deck 5 is the Shopping Galleria. Here you can purchase essential items, ambassador merchandise, jewellery, perfumes, alcohol, and the list goes on. We had no sea days on this cruise. Every day was a port day. And our first stop was Amsterdam. We purchased the ship's excursion to the windmills and Edam, and at £54 per person, this was worth every penny. It lasted 5 hours and we got to sample some delicious cheese. Our next stop was Antwerp, and I have to say, this is a really underrated city. The architecture is absolutely jaw-dropping, and that is no exaggeration. We actually ended up staying overnight. Sadly, our visit to Bruges had to be cancelled the following day due to an oil spill. As a result of the oil spill, we were not able to dock in Honfleur, so we docked at Le Havre, where the captain laid on some complimentary coaches to take us to Honfleur. We were really glad that we didn't miss this port because it's absolutely beautiful. We found this quaint little place just on the harbour for some lunch, and it was gorgeous. And we also managed to squeeze in a little visit to the cat cafe before boarding the ship at Le Havre. I cannot praise the crew enough. They really are an incredible bunch of people and work so hard to give us the best cruise. It was Ambassador's 5th birthday whilst we were on board, and the crew laid on a special celebration for all of the passengers. They deserve every ounce of praise. We're not going to lie, out of the 2 Ambassador ships, ambience is definitely our favourite. We really missed a crow's nest, and some areas felt really underwhelming, and the empty pools were so disappointing. But if you can look past all of that, you will still have a great cruise experience. Ambassador is still a young cruise line with just 2 ships, so the focus is very much on customer service, and that is exactly where they get things right. Their motto of giving passengers the warmest welcome at sea is exactly what you get. Would we sail on Ambassador Ambition again? Well, if the price is right, absolutely. And if you want to see more about this cruise, then watch our full vlog series. And if you like our channel, we would just love you to like and subscribe.